Mic check 1 2. Hope the volume is okay. Hope the volume is okay. Good evening, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Yeah, man. Trapped at dawn out here. Late night creek. Out here handling some business. Business gotta be handled no matter what time it is sometimes. Feel me? Yeah, man. Man, it's cold out here. It is actually cold out here in the desert, y'all. It was cold. Fix the camera here. A little wobbly. A little wobbly. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the desert, my stomping grounds, out here in Phoenix, man. It was cold. It was cold yesterday. I think the high only got to 55 yesterday. But obviously, because this is the desert, a 55 in the desert is not like a 55 in the East Coast because the air is real dry over here. So, I mean, but then again, who knows? I mean, when the air is cold over here, that air hits you, boy, and it's cold, which is not cold often, obviously. Yeah, it be you feel that cold air through your clothes. You feel every inch, every ounce of cold air when it's cold over here, man. And that wind blowing just a little bit, not even a lot, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man. But it's supposed to be a little bit warmer. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer the rest of this week. You know, anything below 60 is cold to me. Anything below 60 is cold to me. And right now it's 43. So to me, it's hella cold right now. Anything below 60 is cold to me. Anything below 60, I do not like it. I do not like it. Anything below 60. Man, that's probably why I won't move anywhere else because I do not like cold weather at all. If I do move again, if I do move, it'll be to San Diego. If I do move again, it'll be to San Diego. But I got to get my paper right. I got to get my paper up if I'm going to move to San Diego because I was looking at some apartments and condos in San Diego, and rent there for a studio apartment is almost double the rent here in Phoenix where I am. And Phoenix is expensive. Phoenix is is getting definitely getting more and more expensive each year for sure. But San Diego, looking at them prices, I'm like, damn, y'all want 3,000 a month for this? Y'all want 2,500 a month for this? Y'all want 2,100 a month for this? A studio? Well, not a studio. 19, 1,800, 1,900 for a studio, depending on where it's at. Yeah, man. If I move again, it's gonna be to San Diego. Um, and it won't be for a long. It won't be out. If I do move to San Diego, I don't think I'll be there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be there for a little bit, just to soak it in, because San Diego is one of my favorite spots to vacay. It's one of my favorite spots to visit. I've always loved San Diego, so one of my dreams is to actually move out to San Diego for a little while, and then move back to Phoenix, um, or possibly get a spot in San Diego, Airbnb that joint out. You know what I'm saying? Have it pay for itself. But I got a lot of work to do to make that happen. Um, yeah, I got a lot of work to do to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's late. It's 1:30 a.m. right now. But you got to handle business. You got to handle business at any time. Got to handle business at any time. You got to collect that money anytime. You got to make moves at any time. Anytime. Any place. If those are even the words. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So much going on. So much going on in a world full of chaos. So much going on in a world that's in a pandemic, or pandemic, I should say. So much going on, man. Anybody that's listening to the sound of my voice, if you listening, do not take your days for granted, man. Don't take your days for granted. Don't take your time for granted. There's no such thing as free time. When you find yourself uh, having leisurely time, you find yourself having leisurely time, you've done something to earn that leisurely time. There's no such thing as free time. No such thing at all, as my grandmother would say. She, instead of saying at all, she would say at all. Because my grandparents we're Trinidadian. My grandparents are Trinidadian. And you know, but but my people's from the soil here too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Caribbean people say things a little bit differently. So instead of saying at all, she would say at all. Because a lot of Caribbeans, especially from Trinidad and Barbados, uh, you know, use a lot of the British or the English way of saying things. Like instead of saying at all, what I'm saying, they'll say at all. Or instead of saying advertisement, they'll say advertisements. You know what I'm saying? Little ways of saying words. You know what I'm saying? That's how my grandparents talk. It used to make me laugh when I was little. But yeah, man, y'all don't take y'all days for granted. Don't take your time for granted, man. Use your time wisely. Try to be as productive as possible because we only get one life around the sun. You know what I'm saying? Before we go into our next phase of beings, to our next phase of the universe, to our next phase of uh, eternal time. You know, it's crazy because when I was in my 20s, you know, your 20s is really a time for you to be optimistic about the world and be optimistic about what you want to be in your life, how you want to live your life. Do you want to have kids or not? Do you want to buy a house or rent a house? You know, what you want to do for a living. And then when you hit your 30s, it's like a marathon. You know, it literally is like a marathon because your 30s, you're trying to secure yourself in the world in your 30s, it feels like. And I know for me, for me, I'm 33 and this is really a busy time in my life. As you can see, it's 1:35 a.m. and I'm talking to y'all. I'm up, wide awake. But speaking about that though, I've always been a person of the night. I've always been a person of the evening. And what I mean by that is um, when I first got out of high school, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. For those of you that don't know, when I first got out of high school, I used to work at the BMW plant when I first graduated high school. And I used to work third shift when I got out of high school at BMW, at the BMW manufacturing plant in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I was on the assembly line. I was on that assembly line every night, almost every night. And I worked third shift doing that. And then I started college. I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, started college, went to school for audio production, and a lot of, um, I'm going the wrong way, a lot of musicians, a lot of um, engineers, audio engineers, a lot of us, we work at night, you know. So I went from working in BMW at night to going to school during the day and working on production at night. Um, Let me see here. So, and that lasted for a few years. I was in college for a few years, doing my audio production engineering thing, um, rapping, and making beats, and you get your creative juices at night, and it's such an adrenaline rush. It's such an adrenaline rush, you know. Now I don't know if adrenaline rush is the word, but it's such a mellow vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then fast forward a couple years. By this time, I got a daughter. Now I had a few daytime jobs, but then I got another job working third shift, second and third shift for a bank. Um, but I say that I bring up all that to say that I've always been a person of the evening. I've always been a person of the night. Um, And as you can see, I'm up right now. I always have a hard time falling asleep at night. I seem to get really creative at night. I seem to have, a lot of things I want to say and do at night for some reason. I don't know if it's just the creative side of me. I don't know if it's just the way I am, but I prefer to work at night. I prefer to do things at night. It's just more comfortable for me. Feel me? But I'm almost at the crib, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I just want to come on real quick, say a few words, say what's on my mind, share a couple thoughts and stuff like that. So I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.